Hey everybody. Okay, so I'm using my webcam. It's kind of new controlled for me, but I wanted to introduce people. A lot of people don't know that your Sidekick what is it tracker, if it has power windows, it doesn't have a fuse. So if your power windows are not working, you might want to start with the first thing is this right here. And so what that is that that's a circuit breaker. And I finally found, I mean, it's essentially nobody knows, I mean, unless you're really versed in these things, you're not going to know where this thing is. It's right next to the fuse box underneath the driver's side panel right there. I mean, it's right there. If you see this sort of thing right there next to it, that's it. So what it is that this is not a fuse, it's a circuit breaker. And when your power windows are not working, like nothing's working, likelihood it's going to be this thing right here. The power's not getting through this thing. Now I noticed that on mine, it's a 95 four-door Suzuki Sidekick, and it has automatic power windows, everything JLX. And so the thing is that the power windows went out when it was rolled on the driver's side, and so I had a feeling. I didn't know what was going on, so I couldn't. There are really no diagrams in the Haynes. I think I have a Haynes. Is it a Haynes? No, it's a Chilton. It's a Chilton. Chilton doesn't have anything, and I don't think anybody really has them because they're all different. So what ended up happening was I just had to do my own research and found this. And it was like a giant fuse. Pretty much is a giant fuse. And this is a circuit breaker, can be reset, and so that's what I'm going to show you guys today, is how to reset this thing, and if it goes and you don't have any power windows. So otherwise, I mean, this is basically assuming that everything else is correct and good. You can always try and jumper your motors. That's what I do. I did before realizing that this was in. Is I jumpered my motors on every single window to make sure that all the motors were good, to make sure that it wasn't just a fault somewhere in the system. And when you go to this, underneath the dash panel, there'll be one yellow wire going to it, and then there'll be the one blue, and I can't remember if it's like white or black, but it's a blue wire that goes from one side to the actual main. That's the one that gives power to the main. Your main power windows and locks, circuit right there at the door. And then from then on it just works its way through. So just letting you guys know, we're going to take this apart right now, and you guys are going to see how you're going to reset it. So this one's already been reset, but I will show you how to reset one, just so you know. So as you can see that there's this metal casing on it. Just get a small screwdriver is really all you're going to need right now. I'm hoping this one works if I have to get the other one that I actually did it with. But see that there's pins on this side. Just really take it. Try and boom. There we go. Get it off. You see how it's already backed off? There we go, see here? There we go. The top is now off of this, and you can see that there's the circuit breaker inside. So the circuit breaker pops. What I'll do is I'll just initiate a pop. There we go. So I've initiated a pop right there. So what you're going to see similar, if you ever get a pop on this, you're going to see something like this where it's sitting at the top of it. It might not just want to go in. It's just sitting there. It's basically at the top. It's not going anywhere. Okay, you can see that. See how it came up? Yeah. So that's your circuit breaker. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take it out, and I'm going to show you guys if you actually need to clean it or anything like that. And maybe the contacts are bad, and so you have a spring right here. See the spring, And the spring attaches to this little cup on the inside, and it also attaches to the center portion right there. And you can see that there's contacts in this as well. Well, the contacts work themselves up to those, like on one side, at least just on one side. Here we go. On one side, you can probably see on that side, there we go. And on that side, you can see the contacts are up to it. Might take you a little bit. There we go, maybe. No, not. But that's what these right here connect to. So what it'll do is it'll sit there and it'll pop this spring, and it'll pop up when you've defaulted or faulted the circuit breaker. To reset it after you've already faulted it and your windows don't work, you just simply grab a flathead screwdriver and push it down. So let me just put it back in this, and I'll show you guys what I mean. So I put the contacts toward the proper side. Make sure the spring goes down on the, there's a little thing that it hooks on the inside, you'll see it. And then we'll get it in here, back to where it was. So now it's back, pretty much back into where it was. Now what you do, you sit there, and this section right here has a tab on the center. And the tab on the center right here, you just utilize this and push in, and it'll drop down. Boom. See how it's dropped down right now? It's dropped down. You just continue to push. It'll lock in. Circuit breaker is now relieved. Good to go. Your windows should actually now work. So now just put the metal thing on. Squeeze. Lock it in place. That's now a reused circuit breaker. Your power windows will now work. And that should be the first thing you look for. So, hope this video helped.